I witnessed my mother go through some of the most discouraging, heartbreaking things in life, and still, day by day, she seemed to be full of joy. And I asked her one day, Mama, how is it that you have all these things going on and that's happened to you and you still seem so happy? She looked at me, she smiled. She said, my child, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I've ever done. She told me, she said, in his arms I feel protected. In his arms I'm never disconnected. No. In his arms I feel protected, and there's no place I'd rather be. See, I know she up there singing in heaven, because she said, I fell in love with Jesus. I fell in love with Jesus. Oh, I fell in love with Jesus. It was the best thing I've ever done. I understand what she meant. She said,
hey, Fushi guys. How you doing, Fushi ladies? I realize I gotta include some of the guys with the Fushi because they feel a little left out sometimes. Well, every guy don't want the Fushi, but you know who you are, who don't mind saying, hey, Fushi. It is what it is. So that's the kind of times we living in. Gotta give respect where respect is due. I don't know about y'all, but I got a lot of gay friends out there, so I'm never one to just completely bash the gay community. I just cannot do that. A lot of my best friends are totally gay, and I love them all the same. So I got to give a shout out every once in a while without them feeling excluded, because although they are, different from me, I feel like they one of the girls sometimes, and I get a lot of advice from my gay friends. Good advice, too. Advice to take notes on, okay? So, I guess got the best of both worlds, don't I? So, with that being said, to God be the glory in all that I do and all that we do out here. I really want to touch on a couple of things today. I want to talk about voting, because basically I'm just confused. I'm not going to lie. I'm confused about who I want to vote for. I'm confused because I don't know if I need to be voting for Trump after all the narcissistic things that I've been experiencing by his actions, being presented out there. He really cutting up, and although I'm not gonna never stop praying for him, I'm gonna still pray for Trump. And I don't hate him or nothing like that. But when I really think about, the situation at hand, I gotta visualize some things. Like, I've never seen Trump coming over here to the neighborhoods of Los Angeles. I never seen him show up. And so right now, I put that question in mind. never seen Obama over here either. So, a lot of people, okay, he was here for this. So he was here. Okay. He was here. Well, you're absolutely right. I can't say that because we got the Obama special at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. He surely was here because he used to go pick up that plate, the chicken and waffles. That's my favorite anyway. The 3 wings and the waffle. They made that the Obama special. And we've been getting that forever, before y'all even knew what a chicken and waffles was. I was in high school, 10th, 11th grade. We was doing chicken and waffles. So, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. So I just wanted to, say that I never seen Trump rush over to anything other than, not in the black community. He's been in LA, but he avoid places like Crenshaw and Slauson. Wouldn't it be nice to see Trump show up on Crenshaw and Slauson and really tell us out of his heart how much he feel about helping us gain success in the black community? Wouldn't that be nice? And it would be nice if he showed up somewhere on the south side of Chicago with all that stuff going on. That would be so nice if Trump just showed up over there. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You got all the people you need to protect you. Hell, call the army. By any means necessary, you need to be talking to our black people that is totally corrupted and in distress behind this injustice system of ours in America. We need to focus on those facts alone. I've never seen him in Atlanta, Chocolate City. And it's a lot of black supporters in Atlanta, just like I am. I was a Trump supporter. And I'm saying was because I get to the end of the election and I'm going, I don't know, Trump. I don't know if you can have my vote. I don't know if you're worthy enough for my vote. I don't take back the fact that whether good or bad, I can understand everything you're saying because it's in lame words and you use a little ebonics yourself. So, of course, I can understand everything you're saying. You're not a political person, and I do love the fact that you're not a political person, but I also think that you have set a trend for those to come behind you to not be so political as well. I think that you've set a new trend for whoever we have behind you to make things a little simpler when they speaking to us, when they talking to us. And you know what? Another thing I like about Trump, he exposed everybody's hand. He exposes his own. He exposed everybody's hand. You going to get it out of Trump because he can't hold water. So, we know a whole lot of things that we wouldn't have never known and it wouldn't have never leaked out if we didn't have a president like Trump. Trump definitely will run his mouth. And I don't know if it's for his own narcissistic satisfaction or what, but I appreciate it. I appreciate that because I get to know, really what's going on behind closed doors. And sometimes you have to kind of decipher whether or not, he telling the truth or not. But, eventually it'll come out. But, most of the time he's telling the truth. A lot of times he covering up too for himself, but most of the time he's telling the truth. And I just kind of pick out the things that we know we need to know, outside of what might be nonsense, things that's totally evident, things that I see and I live every day that Trump actually do speak out on. And, the fact that he calling us, saying that, we're in so much poverty. We don't have no jobs. We're the most homeless. We're the most without everything. We're the most. We are. It's just us denied. That's why I got my shirt on today, because it's just us denied. He's definitely right. I will not be upset about anything that he said amongst the black community and the black people today. He is absolutely correct. We don't have a doggone thing. And if you want to blame it on the Democrats, then go right ahead, because the Republicans or the Democrats, neither have done a darn thing for us in the black community. And we keep on hoping and we keep on praying. And it's like gambling in the casinos right now. It's like you can't tell me who to gamble on, because I might want to gamble on over here. And then when I get there, my instincts might tell me to change my mind. And I might have gambled on something that I felt like was a total mistake. And it was God's miracle. And it was just by coincidence, however you want to call it. Or it was just, by chance that I made the right decision that I just knew was the wrong decision. So with that being said, I don't know who to vote for. I don't know who to pick at all. I might change my mind once I get to the poll. But right now, I don't know. I am a black, confused voter. I'm black and confused because I really don't trust Biden. And I really don't trust Trump. I don't dislike neither one of them. I'm going to miss Trump because Trump was a comedian. I'm going to miss that because, you know, with Trump, we had a lot of disappointments and he said some things we didn't like. But boy, oh boy, did we have a lot of laughs. I don't think it'll never be another president that's just funny and don't even know he's funny. He's absolutely hilarious. And some may say, well, you know, this is serious. This ain't no joke. Well, you know what? It's been a joke. The joke been on us for years. We can't start blaming Trump for the joke because the joke been on us for years. He's just an extra added joke. Who's to say that Biden is going to do everything that he committed himself to do for the black community? And let me just back up and say black and Latino community at this point because we're voting right now. And because we're voting right now, you damn right. Black and Latinos are included in that vote. We need to unite specifically for times like this. We need to have each other back specifically for times like this. I'm not telling you got to come home and have dinner with me every day. But we need to have each other backs and we need to know when. Now is the time. Now is the time that Latinos and blacks have each other's backs. Because guess what? Both of our backs are against the wall. With Trump and Biden. And, you know, we don't know who is going to be the better president for America. Because let's just face it, America is racist. America been racist. And I don't know why we all just now so in a frenzy about it. It's been this way. And now it's at the point to almost no return. So what do I think we need to do? I think the hell with focusing on the presidential election. Because it's going to be what it is. And I think if you put your dog or your cat name down, it ain't going to even matter. Me, I think I'm going to write in Jesus. I wonder what would happen if everybody write in Jesus. What kind of statement would that allow God to bless us with? If everybody just write the name Jesus on your ballot, just write him in. Because we really don't have no other choice and we can't choose between nobody. At this point, I choose God. That's who I choose. And me walking in that poll, as far as I'm concerned with the presidential elections, ain't going to make a bit of difference who I vote for. It's going to be what it is. We really don't have that much control over those presidential elections like we think we do. That's nonsense. They probably already know who's going to win. I choose God. I choose Jesus. But now what I'm really concerned with that we get together and vote on is these darn propositions and these policies that they pass, like SB 145. SB 145. I have not heard of any of the politicians running mention the bill SB 145. SB 145. I I haven't seen Trump talk about it. I haven't seen Biden talk about it. Maybe they have. I haven't seen it. Maybe y'all seen it. They ain't making no big deal out of it, that's for sure. It ain't they focus. I haven't seen Auntie Maxine talk about SB 145 as much as she talk about. I have not seen her talk about that. And Auntie Maxine, I respect you and I love you because you are the auntie of Los Angeles. That will never change. Give respect where respect is due. I respect you to the fullest. And like I said, you was a beautiful thing for us when you started. But we at another point. We at the point of change. How can we change if we're afraid to change? That is a very, 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 very good question. How can we change? If we won't give nobody else a chance because they, quote unquote, too young to be going against our Auntie Maxine. Joe Collins is who I'm talking about. We don't know what Joe Collins going to get in there and do. All we know is what he say he going to do. But that's all we ever knew. One thing's for sure, regardless of him being a Republican or a Democrat, he's a young black man. And for the Latinos, he's the young black / Latino supporter. He got a bunch of Latino friends that we all do. We've been raised in LA. We are Blaxicans, okay? Stop that. We Blaxicans. We got family on both sides. We got kids having kids with each other. We are surely Blaxicans if we never been before. Our kids got each other's bloods running through their veins. I think that Joe Collins would be a great representative because he's 34 years old, he's on fire, and he got all the energy in the world to make change with the people. Say so. The people can't drive nobody that's old and set in their ways. But the people can drive somebody young like him. And we can do the things that we are supposed to be able to do with somebody young like him that has the energy to put these things in place. Who's not embedded and entangled with all of this business about whether or not we need to impeach somebody or whether or not we need to focus on this part, and only certain parts of the situation we need to focus on. No, this is somebody that actually has the energy to focus on the whole thing. Why we can't give him a chance? Because Maxine told us not to? I don't think that's fair. I remember running a campaign with Denise Woods, and they also used other black officials to divide the black votes in the community, in the district, in that black district. I don't think it's fair that we get divided amongst each other as black people when it's time to run and be a candidate for our community. I don't see nobody else stepping up. I'm sure it's plenty of people, but I mean, I don't see nobody that look like me. Let me just put it like that. Stepping up to the plate. So I really don't care about him being a Republican. Just like I was proud of Obama being black and president, I'm proud of any black person who step in that position and sit in a seat, as long as they're doing the right thing. But I have experienced some things even in my own community with the city officials that do not help us. That right now today are pushing us out, help with the pushing. They're helping with the pushing us out of our neighborhoods. And the Latinos can identify with that because they got Latinos that are city officials that has also helped with pushing them out of their community. Now, see, we can agree upon those things, can't we?
We know what that feel like, each other. We can actually say we got an equal amount of disappointment when it comes to them pushing us out our community. These are our local officials. Why do they get a chance to help push us out of our community? Because they're puppetized. They using them as a tool to get what they want and take everything we have. As long as they pay them money, the root to all evil. They accepting all kind of money just to sell us out. So they don't give a damn about our futures, our kids' futures either. All they want to do is fill up their pockets. So I'm feeling like, when people running for these positions, they'll say and do anything just so that they can get an electoral vote. God is still watching you. You shouldn't have to dirt up anybody unless they really done something that they ain't supposed to be doing out here. When you talk about people, you need to know that they've had their full run and they proved themselves to be dirty. Then you got every right to talk about that individual that's supposed to be running for office. But when a person ain't never, ever had a chance to do anything for the community and they got their hands up and they got a full campaign going and they new and they one of us and it sounds good, we got to take that gamble. We need to gamble on that and see how we can come up. And if we don't come up, we done crapped out plenty of times. But we need to give somebody else a chance while we can. Because truth of the matter is, if Maxine was my grandmama or my mama, shame on you kids that's your mama. That's your grandmama. That's your great-grandmama. Y'all should want to sit down and talk to her and tell her to come on from behind that stress pole so she can have some rest, some peace of mind. We're going to love her regardless. She's a bad woman, let me tell you something. And she's a fighter, and she will win when she fight. But now we asking for a change. We needing that change. We're needing that change. And right now I'm asking for a miracle. Because the God I serve, he's a God of miracles. He's a God of miracles. So what it seemed like may not even end up to be that way. But it's going to work out in our favor because he's a God of miracles. I got to support Joe Collins. And it's not, some may say it's because he's my godfather's grandson. No, that's only part of the reason. I'm going to keep it real. If it was somebody in your family and somebody that you've been knowing since they was born, you'll push them too, wouldn't you? You would push them too if they was in this position and they had a choice to run for Congress. You wouldn't be mad if you wouldn't be tripping off the fact that they're not a Democrat and you are. You'll be proud that that's your son, that's your grandson, that's your cousin, that's your brother. That's what you would be proud of. He's one of us. And don't listen to what the media say. He's truly one of us. I can vouch for that. He is bred from us. I can vouch for that. And everything that we go through in this community, he has felt it. I can vouch for that. Most of y'all doing all that running y'all mouth, but the boy done been living over there off of Avalon on the east side all his life. You gonna tell me he don't know what it's like to be black? He know what it's like to be black and brown. And so do we. We see it every day. Neither one of us has favor in the streets of LA. And you can talk how you want to talk it. I know I need to help my black people, and I'm black before I'm anything. So I'm always going to be there first for my people. But guess what? LA ain't LA without my Mexicans. Because they make up LA too. And I eat plenty of ceviche, mixtas. I eat plenty of the food that I went out of town and I was mad as hell. I couldn't find a taco or a burrito. You know why? Because I'm a Blaxican. Why am I a Blaxican? Because I was raised in LA. So a lot of time the Mexicans want to separate themselves from the black people. I'm going to tell you right now, foolish. We in this together when it comes to voting. We in this together when it comes to housing. We in this together. Only thing I can say that we ain't in this together with is these jobs. Because y'all got most of the jobs and we don't. But I wish y'all pull us in because we in this other stuff together. United we stand, divided we continue to fall. And you got all these black coalitions that's really not doing nothing for us. I'm concerned about Proposition 16. I'm concerned about that. Proposition 16 says that we should bring back affirmative action. And we should bring back affirmative action. I thought Yolanda was going to call from the Opinionator show, the Bias Opinion show. She ain't called yet. And I just been going on and on and on. But I really wanted y'all to hear from her. Because she's wise. And she know a lot. And she do a lot of research. But what I'm really asking us to do is follow our hearts. Follow our hearts. Understand what you're voting for right now. And if we don't vote for nothing else, I can give, like I say, I give a damn about the presidential election. Because I think we damn if we do and we damn if we don't. That's just my opinion. But what I think we need to focus on is these propositions. And that SB 145 that passed last Monday night, yeah, it passed. They're just waiting. They're waiting for the final process. How do you pass a bill with the Senates? They've only passed with the Senates. Both parties. Yeah, the red and the blue. The red and the blue. The Republican and the Democrats. You see those politics right there? Gang banging. But they came together on that one, and they was able to decide it's all right for a grown-ass man to have sex with a woman. I mean, not a woman, a child. A child as young as 14 years old and not have to register as a pedophile. That's a damn shame. And vice versa, it's going to work against the LBGT community as well. It will be grown-ass men taking advantage of young children that are men, that are boys. Vice versa. It's all wrong. All the way around, it's wrong. Oh, Yolanda's finally, thank you, Jesus. Yolanda. Oh, okay. Hold on, Yolanda. So, we're going to get into the propositions because we need to talk about these propositions. I want Yolanda to see this before we go into the propositions. And I know they want us to say, for rent control proposition, they want us to vote no on that so that they can prohibit all the rent going up. You know, if we vote yes, then it's going to get the government too much power to do what they want to do. And they already got all of that. We know that through gentrification. Okay, we need to shut that down. So it's no on Proposition 21, and you know it's it's yes on Proposition 16. We need that affirmative action. Affirmative action need to come back. You know, Proposition
Absolutely.
23, it's no on that because of the dialysis patients. And we don't want to put them at risk. We don't need them to change anything. We need them to keep it the same so they can continue to get the treatment that they're getting and won't have to be turned around because of the color of their skin or whatever else they might, or because they gay. However they want to choose to do it, that's all that thing is going to do is put in place things where they can navigate that and make those kind of decisions. So we don't want that. So when it comes to Proposition even 23, we want to vote no on that. We want to vote no. And then, guess what, Yolanda? I just found out about Proposition 20. It's a setup.
Proposition 20.
It's a setup.
Proposition 20 is a setup.
Yeah.
Creates two new theft-related crimes. Serial theft, any person with two or more past convictions for theft related to more crimes such as burglary, forgery, carjacking, who was found guilty of shoplifting or petty theft.
Yolanda, you know we can't make that. You know we can't let them make that call. It will increase the penalties and make it hard for our parolees, our brothers and cousins and sisters and brothers and cousins and sisters and brothers of brothers and all of our family that's doing this time in the pen. They won't be able to parole. They won't be able to parole.
Well, I mean, $250 a cell phone costs $1,300. So what's $250 a pair of shoes? If you steal some shoes, you a felon? Come on
Right.
now.
You know that's a setup. Y'all better vote no on 20. Blacks and Latinos.
Everybody, white people too, they steal. Everybody steal.
Oh yeah, but you know what? They not the ones getting caught though. But you right. They got a whole gang up in there too. They got a whole area for you too, white folks. They'll be getting you too if they don't like you.
As my mother used to say all the time, they stole the whole country and some people to go with it. So we know they steal.
Yeah. And they getting persecuted because it's some of them that don't like themselves. So you gonna fall in your own ditch that you digging for the Latinos and the blacks.
That's the hole you digging for yourself. You may have to jump right in it. My mama used to say that too all the time.
Amen to that. I'm so glad you on right now. You know what? I wanted to give this before you start talking, because I'm gonna let them listen to you from after this video. I want them to listen to you because you always have so much to enlighten us with, and you do your research, and I gotta take my hat off to you. You always have been that person that's always been involved in politics, and so you really be knowing some things that a lot of people just have not reset their mind enough to figure out or do the research on. So that's why it's a blessing to have you on the show with me today. And I know that Joe Collins was on your show before, and I know he was on there early. And after that, it was a whole bunch of questions that arise, and we hear it every day on the radio stations, on our black radio stations. We hear it, about him being dishonorably discharged. I was searching for the truth because I didn't ask him. I ain't asked him, but I wanted to know. But then I ran across this thing on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it. You seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay, what are you watching?
No. I'm in the car. I just left for my brother's. My daughter's birthday was on Tuesday, so we got.
Okay, well, let me let you go ahead. Let me let you go ahead and talk to us. And then, before I can you give us like 15 minutes of your time?
Absolutely, I got time. That's why I called. I got time.
Okay, and then you can hear. Can she hear everything going on the video? Okay, well, go ahead and play it then. Listen to this, Yolanda.
Okay.
Fuck them! He did it, fuck them! Fuck this clown! You ain't saying what he gonna do? I didn't know the shit like this. We been passing out the food to the community. I'm not doing it.
What you listening to is us black folks fighting against each other because Joe Collins out there going against our auntie Maxine. That's what I hear. I hear a lot of FUs and this, that, and the other. I hear anger. I hear frustration. I see that it was just like a fight getting ready to go on because he was, going against Auntie Maxine, and they asking him basically, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why would you go against Auntie Maxine? Now, if you just fast forward it to where we see Joe Collins, I want her to see that part right there. You can play it and then I want her to hear that part right there when he explains how he's not this.
Hear me out. This is the type of stuff that I've been seeing. That you was from the Green Party and you switched over to the Republican. Let me finish. No, I didn't. No, listen. Hear me out. You gonna hear me out? And then I'm gonna listen to you. I also I read that you didn't get no honorable discharge, or you got a dishonorable discharge from the Navy. I love all veterans. My daughter is a sailor right now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, as far as coming into our community,
it's my community. Don't say
no. This is our community. This is where we grew up, sir. This is our community.
Hey, look. When he comes to the district, it's not just this area. He's taking over what? He's taking over different sections. It's not just here.
So now.
Okay, so have you been there? Have we been there? Have we gone there to support?
I thought we was talking.
Hold on, wait.
So now, this is the next thing. When we say a community, when we say this.
Is that DD 14? That's my DD 14, right? What's that? That's an honorable discharge. Under honorable conditions, right? Read it, sir. Under honorable conditions.
You so got it all like you
yes, sir. Because I hear this all the time. You got this, sir. Now, okay. So wait.
Listen.
No. You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. If y'all want to see it, y'all welcome to go see it. It's on YouTube. You know, you'll be able to see everything. It's about 13 minutes. And, you know, I don't know whether or not Maxine sent those people over there or not. That's not my job to say so. But that's just social media when they title things. I guess I don't know but it says Maxine goons came to disrupt the community that day. But the disruption was because they had questions for Joe Collins with all the things that they've been hearing about him. They wanted to know were they true. So I hope you got just a little of that. But I wanted to hear from you now, and you can go ahead and talk to us. I want to ask you what you think about this whole election thing, and whether or not do you really feel like it's gonna make a difference if we all get out there and put our vote in, or do you think that we have a good chance of being bamboozled?
Well, I believe that because our ancestors, our grandparents, our parents, our uncles, our aunties, Dr. King, everybody who was fighting for freedom, they died. So people died and was lynched so we could have the right to vote. I think that as a black community, we need to get more organized. I think we need to find out what the community really wants. We're divided. America is a house divided. That's why America is falling, because finally we, the people who have been placed at the lowest caste of the American caste system, we finally decide, no, we don't want to be at the bottom no more. We're tired of being quiet, saying sorry, apologizing for being great, apologizing for being smart, apologizing for being pretty. We're tired of living like that. We decided that we don't want to do that no more. So now that we don't want to do that no more, it's a lot of chaos and confusion. And the few black people that we have that are successful, who may have been born with a little bit more privilege, sometimes they forget about the people on the bottom. They forget about the people who don't have the same opportunities that they have. They think that everybody got a head start in this. They think they're like white people. They think they just worked hard, and that's why they're a doctor or a lawyer or whatever they are.
Or city councilman.
Or city councilman. They forget about the person who gave them the ring to get where they are. Nobody makes it on their own.
By the way, Yolanda, I haven't heard from our city councils since all this was going on. I don't know what Marquise's opinion is. I don't know what Herb Weston opinion is. I don't even know what Thomas Ridley opinion. I ain't heard from them. The community.
Well,
where are they?
Where are they? Heard from them. I think you haven't heard from them because politics, especially on the local level, people vote for who they know. It's a name recognition game. Because 9 out of 10, I watched Flip a District with AOC. She flipped the district in New York that hadn't been contested out there in Brooklyn and the Bronx because the person who was in position wasn't coming out and talking to the people. Now, I will give Maxine Waters credit that People know her. She do come places. People see her.
She will be. Oh,
She-
Maxine is
yeah, she-
strictly hood. That's the good thing about that. She will go anywhere. It don't matter, honey. She'll go anywhere. She'll go in the middle of a game fight, and that's who make her our auntie. That's what makes her our auntie. Okay.
Right. She's 80-some years old.
That ain't gonna change.
She's not feeble-minded. She know what she wants. She's not scared to fight against the bully. You know, people talk about her district is this, her district is that, and it's true. Our district is like it is because for years and years, banks wouldn't invest in our district. They wouldn't give our businesses loans. They took away industry. We used to have aerospace in California. We used to have industry, you know, Goodyear Tire, Coke, Pepsi, Nissan, Toyota. All these places are gone. That's where people used to work.
And I think she's making up for that. I think she's making up for that part. Even if she gets out right now, I think what she's doing right now is a beautiful thing because she brought First City Saving and Broadway Federal Bank together, and now they're one huge entity. They're, you know, one huge company. So now that they're the ones who's offering these loans out to the black small business loans and house loans, and they're the ones now who, you know, actually have the finances and the heart to give us black people a chance. It just happened, but I have to commend her for that.
Right, but that's what we need, you know, when, you know, we still have vacant lots in our community that's been vacant since the riot. This is prime property. They leaving this shit vacant for a reason. It ain't vacant. It's not vacant just because. It's vacant for a reason. They holding it. You can look at my city, Inglewood. All of a sudden now, everybody want to come to Inglewood. Inglewood been vacant and look like a ghost town, like the Wild Wild West for 20 years.
I was just getting ready to say, how come it take them to see such tragedy and such devastation for them to come up with these brilliant plans? That should have been done a long time ago for us.
Tangent, these are plans. This has been going on all over the United States of America. They come and they decimate a city and they make it undesirable and they drive the prices down so low, and then they come and build it all back. They break something and then fix it and act like they did something great when you're the ones that broke it in the first place.
Amen. Yeah. Okay.
When people,
that's another thing she did, though, sis. She's actually pushing for all those homes in Inglewood and all the homes that has to fly, that has to live with the airplanes flying over their homes. Inglewood, I guess that means Westchester. I guess that means part of LA. And anybody who has that airplane turbulence damage, and you know, with the foundation and the windows shaky and everything all cracked up in their house is getting fixed now because she did have the CARE Act pay for those people. And I think right now, even you in your beautiful, luxurious 10-year complex condo is benefiting from that.
Well, they've been having a noise abatement program going on for over 30 years.
You are Inglewood. You are, for everybody's information, she's Inglewood. Okay?
The city leadership for years was blocking it and didn't want certain contractors to get the job and was using a cronyism and only giving it to certain people and not giving it to other people. My Uncle Al, he got it on his building on Lime Street many years ago. He got it on his building many years ago, over 20 years ago on Lime Street. He got the noise abatement program. So I'm saying all this to say
that was years ago. So it's always it's been
this
out.
program been going on for years. The noise abatement program from the FAA been going on for years. It's been millions of dollars in there to fix people's homes, but they're playing games. They had one single person, this Hispanic man, and he was only letting his people, contractors, give it to his certain people. When everybody who lives, people in LA got it better than the people in Inglewood. They did Cassandra Mother House on Highs years ago. She moved to Renaissance now, but she got new windows and air conditioning in her house many years ago, over 10 years ago, because she's been living in a Renaissance that they built it, and the Renaissance is more than 10 years old now.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
I'm saying all this to say,
wow.
I think the brother Joe Collins, I think he got his heart in the right place, but I personally don't trust the brother because I think that he's an operative for Trump. I think he's down with the Republican. I think he'll be the next Daniel Cameron. That's what I think. But hey, he can't.
Whoever the hell that is, you know, you might know that, but you know, I don't know. I got to look. Who is that?
Daniel Daniel Cameron is the attorney general who decided that he wasn't going to charge the white police who broke into Breonna Taylor's house with a bad warrant and murdered her while her man was laying in bed.
Oh, that's the one in Kentucky. That's the one. That's why I can't. That's why, as much as I like Kamala Harris, because she looked like us, I don't know, girl, because I can't trust her neither. Just like I think the same way about her because she did those girls like that up in Oakland.
Well, I don't know about the things in Oakland, but I do know that she's been in the Senate. She's really been fighting hard to reform the justices, her and Cory Booker. And I think she gets a bad rap. She was a district attorney. She was a top cop. You can't expect people who are in law enforcement not to enforce the law. Now, people say, oh, she threw 1,500 people in jail. What people in California fail to realize is that when they passed the three strikes law in California, it passed by over 70%. So that means black people voted, white people voted, Mexicans, Asians, everybody, enormous amount of people voted for the three strikes law. So don't be mad when you voted for something and somebody enforced it. But we didn't look at the small print.
Yeah, because we don't really know what she had to go through, and we really don't really know what was behind that. We just know that she was in front of it. We don't know what was behind it. We know she was in front of it because that was her position.
Well, what was behind it, and because you was out here in the street just like I was, all the gang banging, dope slanging, carjacking, killing, robbing, dope houses, kids running down the street with no mama, foster homes, crack babies. You was here. You know what happened. You know why they came up with these harsh penalties because it was out of control.
No, I'm talking about as far as the girls. I'm talking about as far as the women, all those women. I think it was like 3,000. I don't know. It's somewhere in the thousands. It might be less than that. Women that went to jail in
I'm
Oakland.
talking about the three strikes law.
No, I'm talking about Kamala charging those women whose kids were truant in school, which the parents should never be charged for that. And putting them in jail.
Well,
I think that was just really messed up.
I disagree with that because some people don't take their kids to school. It's different in ditching and when you got elementary school kids and you ain't taking them
But
to school.
most of the kids are sneaky as hell now. They will go to school and then jump the fence. So you should.
Not in elementary school. In elementary school?
Yeah, in elementary. They smoking weed in elementary.
Oh, Lord. See, my daughter, I didn't know about that until junior high.
They having sex. And now SB 145 really want them to start having sex as soon as they graduate from elementary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I heard about them giving, they was doing oral sex in middle school over there at that Marina middle school they got over there off of Culver.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter told me that. She's 30 years old, so that's been going on.
My daughter went to Brentwood. And my daughter went to Brentwood, and those kids was in the 8th grade, and she told me that was like the thing to do. And those are rich kids, too. My daughter was fortunate because she's from the inner city, so she got a scholarship to come from the inner city to go over there to go to school all those years with the white supremacists. Because that's what it was. She learned a whole lot with the white supremacists. She learned that struggle, and she beat that struggle, and she is the woman that she is today because of that struggle. Okay, I'm talking about 7th grade through 12th, and she told me when she was in the 7th grade that all them kids that was in the 7th and 8th grade thought that having oral sex was the thing to do, and that they were still virgins no matter what. So they always going around there sucking on stuff.
That's the story. That's the story that they tell, that you're still a virgin. If you only give oral sex, then you're a virgin.
Nasty.
You didn't do, but it wasn't through vaginal. And they think it too if you only do anal. I've heard that too.
Oh my God, now you really busting your virginity there, because that's one that might not ever get busted.
Right,
So
exactly.
wait a minute.
Exactly.
You mean to tell me, girl, please? I know you better not accept that over that. Because
That's what they saying.
you don't even know what you're doing.
It's different. It's not like when we was kids. When we was kids, if a guy asked you for oral sex, that was like the most disrespectful thing. You would probably try to kill him. You would be like, "What kind of girl do you think I am? I don't do stuff like that." And now you saying they doing it in junior high? Like, I wasn't even thinking about sex in junior high school.
They taking away the fact that when you get married, sex is a beautiful thing, and it starts with vagina. and penises, because that's how babies come. You know what I'm saying? It starts like that, and they're missing the whole point of what they need to be growing up to realize. You know what really takes place when you join in holy matrimony, or when you just grown enough to do. I mean, you want to be able to, do it the right way before you figure out how to put it in your ear. Come on now.
I tell my daughter all the time, it is nothing wrong with having sex. You just have to be mature enough to deal with the consequences, because it's a grown-up decision, and you don't need to be stepping into it lightly. You don't need to be giving your body to anybody, because they're not going to respect you later. So you got to protect yourself, because this is who these people are. That's how they are.
And these people out here, and these kids having anal sex, they don't understand. It's things up in there can be broken and towed up if you don't know what you're doing. You got to be grown enough to understand that part of anything, because that's a whole nother level.
That's true.
And you need to be real lubricated so you won't be real messed up, sick,
yes,
and diseases transmitted. And you don't know, you can't go buy that stuff. You're too young.
They so busy talking about COVID, they act like HIV ain't out here still killing people. They got some other viruses that's still out here killing people, like HIV. So people need to be wrapping up that pickle. I'm
telling you. And they just doing it like it's a lot of people with HIV that's out here right now. They know y'all sleeping because y'all so scared of, y'all got all the fear going on with the pandemic that y'all ain't scared that they run up in you with HIV.
That's right.
Y'all ain't thinking about it.
They got the new commercial where they say, oh yeah, I got HIV, but I took this pill and now I'm not even detectable and I can't spread the virus. Don't you sit up and let nobody tell you that they ain't got the virus and they can't spread it. You better be using a condom, because guess what? They don't know if they can spread it or not. That's the story they're trying to get to trick you on TV to tell you, oh yeah, I can't give it to you. The next thing you know, you go take the test, you HIV positive.
Hey, listen, it's funny that you talk about that. That's right.
On the commercial.
That's right. That's right, sis. Because I blame social media for a whole lot of things. And if y'all haven't seen Social Dilemma, I ran across it the other night. I was too sleepy to finish watching it. But you better watch Social Dilemma, because now those people are giving up the real goods. And I appreciate them. Yeah. And I didn't see nobody black. I seen them all white. I seen all white people. But they telling us the truth.
You tell black people, because just like all the other booming industries in America or in the world that's controlled by white people,
we ain't on the panel.
They don't let black people in their world. They might let you fix the computer. They might let you write some software, but you're not going to be no president at Facebook.
We ain't on the panel. But they telling us the truth, though. I tell you, they telling us the truth. One of the guys, he came on there and he was talking about, I am a white male, and he said that with a lot of boldness, as if to say, I am very privileged, and if I'm telling you this, then you better listen. But guess what? I listened to everything he said, because they were talking about some things that I'm sure that Facebook and Google are pretty upset about. But we all need to be watching that. We really do. And we need to be careful about how we get sucked into these things on social media. And just because you ain't on Facebook and Instagram and all that ain't what they're talking about. YouTube, they ain't just talking about that. We do emails every day. So you got to know, when and not to play. Because we don't need to be paying them all the time. We need to be paying ourselves, and we need to be thinking about how we can pay ourselves without being on social media. It ain't always been a social media, and it was some very successful black people. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So we need to use our brains and figure that out and go back and put our mindset back to where it used to be and try to, create some revenue. That's what I think we lacking on, the creativity part. We lacking on that. And the black man with the brewery, I seen him on the news. Kudos for him. Black-owned brewery, for the beer. But I ain't seen not one. Me and my husband was searching in that commercial for a black person. I ain't seen not one black person behind him working in his brewery. And yes, he's a black-owned brewery. And he's black. And he's very successful if you got a beer brewery. But where are the black people? Hell, I didn't even see no Latinos. Although they ain't needing no jobs like that. We are. Latinos ain't needing no work like that. We needing to work. They know how to do things with their hands. They make money with their hands either way it go. They'll create a job. That's what we got to do. Create money. We not dumb. We just lazy.
No, we're not. No, we are not lazy. We are not lazy. We are not lazy. We are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. We have been living underneath a racist regime for over 400 years. And all the things that social ills and things that happen to black people are systematic. And
we got to get up. We got to get up.
We got to get up.
We got to get up.
It's like somebody was telling me the other day. You got God in your heart. You got the Lord in your mind. You got the right people that brought you up right. You got people like me. You got people like your sisters around you. You got your husband. You got people that's gonna lift you up and support. Some people, they don't have nobody.
That's why we don't have church. That's why they ain't get. That's why they took the church away, because that was doing a lot of uplifting. That was helping us to get up. Right now, we too laid back. We so laid back. We don't want to do nothing. We like, you know what? We tired. We just tired and sick and tired. I don't want to do it. And excuse me when I say we lazy. You know, I say that because I end up, you know, hiring people to do stuff for me, and they be my people, and they too lazy. They don't want to do it the right way. They want everything. We so used to the government and everybody looking out for us and looking towards this to help us and looking towards that to help us, that we too lazy minded to know that we serve a God that is a miracle worker and a God that do not fail. And we can do anything we put our minds to.
Absolutely.
Anything.
I agree. But never ever forget.
There's hope.
Racism started. Never ever forget, racism started in the church.
And I believe it. It's still in the church. Hell, I can't listen to half the church songs that's in. You know, some of them churches, girl, they be singing the songs, and I be like, wait. We at a funeral or we at church? I can't listen to this. You know. I need some uplifting. This right here talk about going on home and dying and this over and no. We need to change some of them lyrics. We need some upbeat beats. We need something that's going to make us get up and get to moving. We need fire under our feet. We don't need all of that, whatever you want to call it, conservative music. That ain't what our church is all about. We get down in church. We get ugly and we get sweaty and we praise the Lord. Because when praises go up, blessings come down. We don't do all that. Yes. Oh, well, no.
I just think that,
we usher in that Holy Ghost.
Some people is there for the praise, and some people is there for the church show. And, you know, it's a thin line between the show and authenticity.
Greenleaf.
That's
another show.
That's another show another time.
Greenleaf.
I gotta go. I
love you.
I'm always here for you. Anytime I can give you some information, I will. I'm so happy you told me about these propositions because I haven't sat down because I said this week.
I know that's going to be fire on your show.
I'm going to start talking about it because I didn't know anything about this.
Yes.
But people have to educate themselves. We got to ask more questions. As Joe Madison would say, listen with your third ear and look with your third eye. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't take no wooden nickels. And don't let these people tell you anything about smoke up your butt because they will. They trying to get your vote. They trying to blow you. They trying to gas you up. Make them show you something that's real. The money. They ain't showing you the money, then they fake it. Because that's all these people care about is cash. And I got to go. I love you.
Amen. All right, child, baby. Thank you so much. I love you, sis. That's Yolanda Davis. That's the Biased Opinion. She's with the Biased Opinion. That's my little sister. I've been knowing her forever. We both Comics, Westchester. That's what it is, West Side. So I'm getting ready to go. But on the other hand, I want to leave you with a note. All that churches has been all a Greenleaf. But one thing that I have to say about Greenleaf is they never showed God's miracles. And I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for them to show He's a miracle worker. It's been some good things going on in Greenleaf. It's been some bad things going on in Greenleaf. But right now, we ain't got no real churches. I need them to show how God's miracles do prevail and how He is a miracle worker. He's a God of miracles. And I'm going to leave y'all with Deuteronomy 31:6-8. And it says, be strong and bold. Have no fear or dread of them, meaning the things that we're going on, the government, the situation, the presidential election, all these things that's bothering us and confusing us and sending us through all of what we're going through, the pandemic, the coronavirus. It says, fear or dread them. Do not do any of it, okay? Do not fear or dread them, because it is the Lord, your God, who goes before you. He will watch you. He is with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you. And I'm telling you, with that, I got to be up out of here. To God be the glory. Thank you guys for watching. Ciao.